Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something pretty heavy, a case involving a, frankly, staggering figure, 2.14 crore.
2.14 crore. That's a huge amount.
It really is, and it's from a digital fraud case the Goa Police Cybercrime Branch recently cracked.
Okay.
So our mission, for this deep dive is to really unpack how this WhatsApp scam, apparently run by just a 25-year-old, managed to cheat someone out of so much money.
A single person orchestrating that.
Seems so. And what makes it particularly unsettling, and I think a big lesson for all of us, is how brazen it was.
So
They were impersonating high-level officials. We're talking Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, and even the CBI, the Central Bureau of Investigation.
wow. Okay, that's a bold move, impersonating the CBI.
Right. It just makes you wonder, how on earth did they make that seem believable enough to work?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? This case, while shocking in scale, it's actually a really stark example of what we're seeing more and more in digital scams.
A growing trend.
Definitely. And what's really fascinating here isn't just the financial loss, huge as it is, it's the psychology, the tactics they use to manipulate the victim.
The mind games.
Exactly. It forces us to ask, how do these fraudsters leverage trust and maybe more importantly, fear in the online world? How does a simple message turn into, well, this kind of devastation?
That's exactly what we need to figure out. So, okay, let's break this down. The accused, police say, is a 25-year-old man, Rohan Chadav, from Nashik in Maharashtra.
Okay, from Nashik.
And it all started, apparently, on May 30th. He contacted the victim through WhatsApp.
Just a simple WhatsApp message to start.
Yeah. And his opening gambit was, well, it was clever in a twisted way. He made up this link to a supposed money laundering investigation involving businessman Naresh Goyal.
Oh, Naresh Goyal.
Yeah.
Using a known name.
Precisely. Why him, though? What's the angle there?
Well, using a name that's been in the news, like Naresh Goyal's, it instantly adds a layer of false credibility, right?
Right. Like it's a real serious investigation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It taps into public awareness, maybe some existing anxieties, and makes the whole story seem more plausible right from the start.
Yeah.
It's sort of a classic authority bias trick. If a big name's involved, people might think, oh, this must be serious.
Makes sense. But it didn't stop there. Jadhav then falsely accused the victim, claiming they'd used fraudulent SIM cards linked to their Aadhaar number.
Okay, now that's personal.
Yeah.
And scary.
Extremely. For anyone listening who might not know, your Aadhaar number in India, it's your unique identity number. It's linked to almost everything, bank accounts, phone numbers.
Everything. So an accusation involving Aadhaar, especially linking it to fraudulent SIMs, potentially used for illegal stuff, that hits hard.
Absolutely. It immediately triggers this fear of serious legal trouble, financial trouble too.
And that's where the psychological pressure really ramps up, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Because the fraudster doesn't just make the accusation, they escalate it with this terrifying, invented consequence.
Yes, or what?
The threat of a digital arrest.
Right. Digital arrest. What does that even mean in practice? It's not a real legal term.
No, it's completely fabricated. But it sounds official and chillingly modern, doesn't it? It's designed to sound like they can remotely freeze your accounts, seize everything digital you own, basically arrest you online without ever showing up.
Pure psychological warfare.
Yeah.
It bypasses any rational thought because it induces panic.
Total panic. There's no time to verify, no time to think, just this urgent, terrifying demand dressed up as an official action.
And that's the key, isn't it? That digital arrest threat. It preys on that fear of the unknown, our tendency sometimes to comply with what sounds like authority, especially when we're scared.
And sadly, terrifyingly, it worked in this case. This threat, this fake digital arrest, was apparently what pushed the victim to transfer. Just think about this. 2.14 crore.
Wow.
Over several transactions, all supposedly to, avoid arrest and all the legal mess.
It's chilling how effective that kind of fabricated threat can be. How it can just shatter someone's financial stability, their peace of mind, based entirely on lies delivered digitally.
It really is. But, there's also the other side of this, the police work.
Yes, absolutely. The Goa police did manage to track this down.
They did. Huge credit to the team there, PI Deepak Pednik leading it under SP Rahul Gupta and ASP Akshat Ayush. They apparently used advanced surveillance, digital tracking.
Keep this in.
No, they followed the money trail meticulously and eventually tracked down and arrested Hadav in Nashik. When we say advanced techniques in these kinds of cybercrime cases, what are we generally talking about?
Well, it likely involves a mix of things. Sophisticated digital forensics, for sure. maybe tracing messages across different platforms, even if they're encrypted, and definitely close work with banks and financial institutions to follow the money.
That must be complex, tracing money through multiple accounts.
Extremely. These fraud networks often use layers of accounts, sometimes across different states or even internationally, precisely to make the trail hard to follow. So actually tracking it back to an individual like they did here, that takes some serious digital detective work, high-level skill.
And connecting this specific case back to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
The suspicion is that this wasn't just a one-off, right?
That's right. The police suspect this could be part of a wider, maybe even pan-India network. Other groups using similar tactics, the impersonation, the legal threats, the urgency.
It really drives home that warning the Goa police issued, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Their advisory is crucial. Never, ever share personal details, bank info, Aadhaar details, anything sensitive over unsolicited calls or messages. Doesn't matter if they claim to be from the government, the police, TRAI, CBI, anyone.
Be skeptical first.
Always. And report anything suspicious immediately. Use the National Helpline 1930 or report it on the cybercrime portal, cybercrime.gov.in. Reporting is key.
So wrapping this up, what's the takeaway for you listening? I mean, this deep dive really highlights how sophisticated cybercriminals have become.
Yes, especially in using psychological pressure. Weaponizing fear through digital channels.
It makes you think, doesn't it? How do you react when you get an urgent, maybe scary message or call that sounds official? Does this case maybe prompt you to reconsider your own interactions online, your own, perhaps, vulnerability to that kind of pressure?
It's definitely something worth reflecting on for all of us in this digital age.
Yeah.
How prepared are we, really?